Wanted to give you a tour of my backyard. Being a retired IT worker, I spend a lot of time in the summer putzing around in the backyard and have a garden, and just getting to the point now where we're starting to get some produce. Here's some cucumbers and zucchinis that I picked today. So I thought I'd just give you a little tour of the backyard and what it is that keeps me busy outside of land cruising here for Wonder Chrissy. Alright, you'll see some of the flowers that we've planted. And a lot of whimsical artistic stuff there, and the planters. We've got our Finnegan fox there. And a little bit of everything else. Let's go over here. We've got to show you the heron. The orange heron. I don't know if you guys ever seen an orange heron before. There he is. The heron and the lion. The same picture. And around the ground there is a cucumber vine that's hasn't been producing yet, but it's getting close. See some of the blooms. Right there on the end are starting to bloom a little bit. Maybe another 2 weeks we'll have some cucumbers out of that. Here's some. We have a lot of hostas. They're very easy to take care of. I probably got to split a lot of these this fall and fill in some blank spots. Behind that is the garden, the major garden. We got two gardens, produce gardens. Here's the first one. We got some zucchinis, and kind of hard to see, but for the most part, the viney stuff is the cucumbers. There's tomatoes there in the background. Right in the middle over here by the railing is the zucchini plant, or plants that are there. As you can see, it can kind of crawl all over your yard at some point, but that's okay. We're just starting to get produce coming in now, so been giving it away to neighbors. Also donating it to our local food pantry, which I do some volunteering at. And so next couple of weeks we should be getting a lot. And here's some pepper plants. And over here we've got like 4 or 5 pepper plants. They're just getting ready to start forming peppers. I don't think I have any produce that's coming close, but if we get in here, you'll see how there's flowers, which will turn into plants or actual produce. A little yellow flowers should turn into a cucumber in that case. And you got to get way down in here and check every day. You need the water. It looks a little dry in there. Yeah, here's a little piece of yard art that I literally got out of the garbage dumpster days that we have here in town. Somebody was throwing it out, and hell, I can use that. Had some bushes that died there. It filled it in really nice. And here we have another little overflow garden. It's a little bit couple weeks behind the other gardens. It's just starting to pick up steam here. Take you over to the biggest garden. There's a lot of big plants over here in the back. Here's a flowering tree that my wife likes. Some of her phlox. And Lazy Susans over there, the yellow ones. And a lot of daylilies. Got a lot of daylilies. Here's the major garden here. We got some real big tomatoes. Just starting to put out the fruit. See the fruit right there? Those will be ripening up in the next 10 days or so. Then on the other side is some zucchini. Big leaves here are the zucchinis. You'll see the zucchini starting to form there. Yeah, the yellow blossoms. And then some more cucumbers. So we'll be inundated with produce here in another 2 weeks to 10 days. This looks a little dry here too. I should probably give it a quick watering. Let me show you my hosta gardens, or my shade garden. It's on the other side here. Got some bird feeders, which I think the raccoons and the deer like to come and raid on a regular basis. Here's some more hostas and a nice cat art sculpture that we picked up many years ago in Wisconsin. Lots of hostas. I gotta really get in here and do some weeding. Most of it's plants. Just don't bloom much. Another cat statue. Some daylilies. Some rocks that I need to work with. Make a border or something with that. There's some more daylilies. So as you can see, I got enough to keep me busy on the days it's not too hot. Problem this year, it's been pretty hot in the summer. Working out here 90 plus degrees and the 80-90% humidity is not my idea of fun. But it helps pass the time when you're retired and got plenty of time on your hands. There's the grill. Some planters with flowers. Some stepping stones I put in this year. And the umbrella where Charlie, if you haven't checked out the Life of Charlie the Cat channel, that's where he likes to hang out. And over there's the first garden that I showed you. So this is how we water. Highly manual process to conserve on water. Just give them a good drink. Usually try to water once in the morning and once in the evening, just to keep it nice and moist, especially when they're starting to produce some flowers and buds. You need to keep them in what they need, which is sun and water and some fertilizer. Usually takes about 10-15 minutes to water all these gardens. Give everything a nice good drink. Tomatoes are much nicer than buying them in the store. You get a thinner skin because they're not engineered for the mass production, and we also wait till they ripen up a little bit before we pull them. So their fine ripened fruit is a little bit nicer than picking it and shipping it across the country on a truck when it's green. I think as after the pandemic this year, you're probably going to see more and more people going to want to be doing their own gardens. Like after World War II, when the big thing was victory gardens. Everyone grew their own produce. They fed themselves and then their families and friends, and traded what they had for other things they didn't have. A little self-sufficiency can't hurt anybody, really. You learn a lot in the process. These here, I grew these plants from seed starting around March, so I could plant them in middle of May, end of May. So it's been a couple of months I've been working with these plants, and it's kind of nice to see them turn into something and start producing what it is we want them to produce. You just don't go into the store and buy it and walk out and pay for it. It's free as long as you take care of the plants. And watering it twice a day is part of that effort. So we kind of walk around here, get them from every angle. See the tomatoes in there, starting to grow just to be the right size. It's going to be some good eating when those turn red. We cooked up a zucchini last night and sauteed it with some onion and olive oil. It was really good. Right out of the garden that day. Sliced it up real thin. Put it in a frying pan with a little bit of oil. It hit the spot. So hopefully tomorrow, maybe I'll get a film tomorrow where maybe we have a cucumber or zucchini in there, buried in there somewhere, that it's going to grow this evening and overnight and be ready to pick. I don't like them to get too big, because the bigger they get, the more kind of, I don't know, they get kind of a bitter flavor to them, especially the cucumbers. The bigger they are, they get a little bit of a bitter taste. So if you can get a small, medium-sized one, they're a little sweeter. And we're not going to have any problem with quantity this year. There's plenty of plants here to produce for us. Just a matter of when now. Keeping them nice and watered. So watering's important. Watering is important. Sometimes you got to get all the way in there and get the roots wet too. Not just the leaves, but also the roots. Make them happy. Make them happy.
Thank